Hi everybody, so it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and you ready for another video and another card? So while we're waiting for people to jump on, I will tell you what's happened with Stampin' Up. So Stampin' Up is giving back to COVID with a give back download, and you can download a printout, I guess you'd call it, like this, and you can, this is a few pages. I just printed mine out on Whisper White, so it's a download, and then you print it out on whatever paper and whatever pages you want, and it's $12. And Stampin' Up, oh, here's some more. Stampin' Up is going to donate all $12 to two different organizations, and you can choose which organization or both organizations or whatever, but you can go to my online store that will be in the description and look further into that. So that's what that is, and this is the card that I saw. So far I've made one, woohoo, but that I saw on either Facebook or YouTube or Pinterest or whatever, but I thought it was really cute. So this is the kind of stuff that you can do with Stampin' Up's download, and like I said, all the proceeds go to those two organizations to help with the COVID people. Anyway, blah blah. So then in May, if you place a $30 order using Hostess code at my online store, that address will always be the description. So I'll put my online store, my YouTube link, and my blog link, but you can place an order, $30 order. I'll put your name in the drawing for this stamp set here, and it's a red rubber stamp set. It's part of the celebration that just ended. So there you go. Another thing I have going on is I have my class. I'm gonna try a class on Zoom. Hang on, let me see if I can change the lighting. It's so dreary outside, and maybe that'll help, because I had the window open. I thought that would help, but I don't think it did. Anyway, so this is my class. We're going to make a little box and 6 cards, all using the Poppy bundle. Now that's in the mini catalog, and the mini catalog, as most of you know, will be going away June 2nd, and most of the items in there, well, are retiring, but this bundle is not. So you can, this bundle will be in the big catalog. I'm very not focused today. I can't seem to catch my attention for what I'm talking about. But anyway, this class uses the Poppy bundle. The Poppy bundle will be in the next annual catalog that goes live June 3rd. Now, you watch the mail, because if you're on my mail list, which I hope all of you are, you should be getting your catalog very soon. And there is a ton of great stuff in there. So that class is going to be through Zoom. I'll add that link to the description. It's on my blog, shows you what you would need to provide. I'd send you all the paper packets, and you would just do the stamping at home when we met on Zoom. And I've offered the class twice. I believe it is, let me look at my notes. Hi Ricky. Let's see, what days did I have my class now? I can't remember. May 21st, is that the Thursday? And May 24th, which is the Saturday. But I'll do it below too, because now I can't find my notes that says what day my class is, and my brain is like fried all of a sudden. So I think we should just go on and start stamping, because once your brain is fried, there's no hope. So as the description said, we're going to use the Clubhouse bundle, and I want to just show you a couple cards from the Clubhouse bundle. This is one that I made. I think I saw this one on Pinterest, or I copied it on Pinterest. Thank you. That means a lot to me that you like my classes, Ricky. But this one uses the little wood elements, which I love those. And I even stamped the happy birthday on another wood element. So that's what that one looks like. Then this one, a friend of mine, Paulette, made this one for me. And make sure I show you the DSP. This is part of the designer series paper, and I'll show you. So there is a woman actually golfing in the designer series paper. This one is one that Bonnie made for me. This is a technique that's going around right now, and I wish I could remember what it was called. Dang it, if I remember, I'll put that in the description, but that's a really pretty card that Bonnie made. We did a swap, and Bonnie made that one for the swap. This is one I did a while ago, and it's kind of plain on the front, but look how cute with the little pop-up guy. See how he pops up to golf on the inside? And I had a bunch of him left, so I wanted to make some more cards with him, and I saw that Rhonda Wade did a card kind of like this, and this is one of those stand-up cards, so you can stand it up on the desk, and I wanted to do this card with my little golfer, and so I came up with this card. Whoops. And the coordinating envelope, which I just love this guy. I like this the little golf carts along the bottom. That's more the designer series paper. And then on the back, I think I used the dies for the back, but I think I used every die that this die set is huge. It comes with all these dies. Now the bummer thing is that this die set I think is on back order right now, and it's only available till the end of May. This one will not be carrying the stamp set, nor the framelits will be carrying over to the new catalog. So, and let me show you the designer series paper real quick, because I think it's the bomb too, of course, but I kind of always do. So, real quick, maybe not real quick, there's this pattern. Is that not beautiful? But what's fun about this one is the back. And this is what Paulette colored to put onto her card. So you can cut these apart, color them, and make them into a card. And that's way cool. And then this pattern, my fingers are not quite, it's probably so cold here right now. I can't believe how cold it is for May. But anyway, this pattern, I love this pattern because then you can take the dies and cut these little pieces out. And then look, instead of this card being Happy Father's, oh, wrong card. That was good. Here it is. This card, there we go, being a Happy Father's Day card, you can just cut this piece out and change it and then stamp Happy Birthday and change everything out. So this designer series paper here, it has a die that you can cut out these pieces, and it has dies for these little banners that match. So you can cut that designer series paper out with the coordinating dies. Okay, let's keep going. Then you have this paper. Love this paper for the backgrounds, or what? And then the argyle on the other side. Argyle. Try to say that one. And then this one. Now this one, if you noticed, is this guy's pants. So I took and stamped the golfer image on the designer series paper, and then I fussy cut it out and laid it atop the guy, and that's how I got his fancy pants. Fancy pants. All golfers, don't they all have those fancy pants? And then I think the last pattern is just the golf balls, and I love the other side of this one with the plaid in the green, which means there is one more print because there's the green plaid too. And on the back of that one is where I found all my little golfers. So there you go. That's the designer series paper. So I fell in love with this kit because my husband is a golfer. And I don't know about you can't go watch your husband, but I guess he must be getting pretty good. He practices all the time. And there's trophies scattered out throughout the house. And he likes to travel and golf. So I thought perfect stamp set, and good excuse to buy it because we want to buy them all, right? For my husband. But then my daughter, who's a pretty good little golfer herself, loves to golf, and so I saw, oh shoot, I can't remember her first name. She's the Pink Buckaroo, and she did a card in pink and gray, and I fell in love, so I cased her colors, and I came up with this card with the coordinating envelope. And I think, and it sits up the same way, I think it's adorable. I love the color combination, so this is the card that we're gonna make today. And in the back, I just put that hope next year is full of green fairways, blue skies, and short putts. And then on the front, it has the little Happy Birthday, which is also part of the stamp set. Okay, so are we ready? So let's get a little organized, and I'll tell you about the pieces and parts that I have as we go. Okay, so we're gonna start with our card base, which is a half sheet of cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. And we'll bring in the paper trimmer here because we're gonna cut and score and work on this piece of paper. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it in to 4.5 and I'm gonna score it all the way across. Score at 4.5. So now on our cardstock, I know you probably can't see the score line, but we have a short section and a long section. So we're gonna score and cut only on the long section. Okay, so we'll put the long section toward the top and I'm gonna bring it in, and I apologize, I can't zoom in, I'm not that technically fancy, but I'm gonna use the markings over here and I'm gonna put my cardstock at 1 inch. I'm gonna move my scoring blade out of the way, bring in my cutting blade, and put my cutting blade, hope my head's not in the camera, and I'll probably have to stand up. There we go. I'm gonna put my cutting blade at that 4.5 inch score mark and then cut down to the 1 inch mark. Okay, now if you didn't get that, we gotta do it again. So I'm gonna flip my cardstock over, still have the long section to the top. I'm gonna put it at the 1 inch mark, put my blade at that 4.5 inch score mark and cut down all the way to 1 inch. Okay, so now you have a piece of cardstock that looks like this. Can you see that slit in there? Yeah, pretty good. So now, still working on just the long section, I'm gonna take my scoring blade or my cutting blade and put it at the top so I don't use it. Now we're gonna score. So I'm gonna take my paper, again using the marks over here, and put it at 1 inch and take my scoring blade and I'm gonna cut from the, I'm gonna score from the outside to that 1 inch. I'm gonna have to stand up again. There we go, to that 1 inch cut. And then do the same thing on this side. So does that make sense? So now I have a score line here and a score line here that just goes to that cut line. Then I'm going to move my paper over. So now the score line right here is at 1 inch. And I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna score down to that 1 inch cut line on both sides. So let me show you what I have now. So I have my 2 cuts, and then I've scored 1 inch here, and 1 inch here, and 1 inch here, and 1 inch here. I don't think you can see it, but you'll see it later. So then I'm gonna take and turn my cardstock. Now this is the smaller section, and there's that 4 1/4 inch score line. I'm gonna put that at 1 inch. So it's right here on this side. This is here's my cutting part, and my score line is at the 1 inch, and I'm gonna score again, I'm only gonna score on the inside of the 2 cut marks. So I'm gonna line up, and there's a little notch on your scoring blade, I guess you call it, that you should be able to line it up and see through and score right there. So now I have a score mark right here on this section here that's 1 inch from the score mark that goes all the way across. So we're all done scoring, and I hope that makes sense. I tried to make it as plain as day, and it really doesn't matter. If you feel more comfortable doing your score marks before you do your cutting, that would work too. It just doesn't matter. But let me show you one more time. So we have a score line here that goes from the outside to the cut mark, or to the cut that goes up. Same thing here, one here, and then one inside here. And then this is our 4, but you can watch the video again. And I'll post it on my YouTube channel, which will help too. Okay, so now we're gonna we're gonna fold really crisp at that 4 1/2 inch score line. Then this one here, we're gonna kind of pinch it and pull it up and lay him down and score there. So it looks like this. This is that piece that we just pulled up and scored him. And then we're gonna push these in and up. Did you see that? So this score line here, we're gonna kind of hold it to the card and then just push that up. And then fold those. Nice. Like that. So now our card is all cut and ready. Easy peasy, right? The first time I did it, I have to be honest with you, I did it wrong because I scored and cut on the wrong side from the short side. But if you do it on the long side, and then if you make about 100 of them, it gets really fast and simple. Yeah, I'm just joking, it's not that bad. So now let's bring in our designer series paper and our cutter again, because now we're gonna cut some designer series paper. And I have a sheet that's here 6 by 6. And I think that this is the top and this is the bottom. To me, if you put it this way, I like the print better this way. And I don't even know if it makes that big a difference, but to me it does, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna take it in here and take it to 7/8 of an inch. So we're just gonna leave an 1/8 of an inch border. And this time I'm gonna cut, and we need 2 of those. So we need 2 that are 7/8 inch, nope, yep, 7/8 of an inch wide. And then the next one, and I want to keep cutting along this line. Now it doesn't matter because my paper isn't in a pattern, but that's how I am. So I'm going to turn it around, and now I'm going to cut at 2 1/8 right here. So this piece we're going to set aside to use on the envelope later, and we're going to cut these down to 4 3/8. So 1, 2, 3/8. 4 and, well, now my finger, there we go, 4 3/8, and slice him. We don't need this piece. And then we need to cut this to 3/8 in length, if I could pick them up also, and I'm gonna just do them at the same time. So lay this down and put 1, 2, 3/8 and cut that, and then we don't need those pieces either. Okay, now we are all done cutting and we're ready to assemble, maybe, our card. Okay, I think it's easier, so we're going to just put the designer series paper down right now. So I have my snail runner here. I'll just run a little bit of tape, and you can see this one goes right here with a 4/8 of an inch border right up to that score, 4 1/2 score line. The same thing with this one on the other side. Right here. There we go. And then this one, of course, is going to go in the center. And now this one is going to go, so you had that 1 inch score line after the big fold, I guess we'll call it, and it's going to go here. Ta-da! Now on this card, just so you know, if you're planning on making some cards, not that one, it must be this one. If you wanted this white piece here, you would cut another one at 7/8 of an inch by 4 1/8. That's what size this one is here. But we're not going to use that on this card. We're going to just put a little happy birthday and some tufts of grass. So let's bring in those pieces from my stitched shaped framelits. And I don't know if you're interested, but they look like this. To me, this is an essential if you're a card maker and you have a die cut machine, you just need these. I use them all the time. And there's my little stitched blushing bright oval. And then of course I brought in the layering ovals that has the scallops that coordinate with that. And they'll lay together like this. Oh, and I probably shouldn't have taped those together yet, and I'll show you why later, but we'll make it work. There we go. So that's a nice piece there. Then from the stamp set and the dies, I have already cut a little T, 3 tufts of grass. And now the cool thing about these dies, I don't think you can see it, but it also embosses the pieces that are cut. So there's garden green little grass tufts. And then I went ahead and used thick Whisper White, because if you can see, no, I don't think you can, but the golf ball has golf ball texture to it, which is really cool. And if you do the thick Whisper White, it just gives it a little bit more oomph. Okay, and then I have a piece here that is, drum roll, 4 1/4 by 4, and this piece will fit nicely on the back. So that's where you can write your greeting and stuff. So earlier I went ahead and I stamped my happy birthday in basic gray ink, ran it through the die cut like that. This one here, and this I got my happy birthdays all ready to go too. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to take my golf ball, and to me it is so white. If you're playing with a white golf ball, in my eyes, that means you haven't lost your ball, or you had to start with a fresh new ball every time you hit the ball, which is how I golf. Now, if you're playing a normal game and you're pretty good at it, you've roughed up your ball and he's got a little bit of dirty edges. So to me, that's, I think my golf ball needs dirty edges. So I dirtied up his edges. I'm going to bring in a couple dimensionals, making sure I get it on the back because he's got those embossing textures on the front. And I'm going to put him where I want him or it. I don't know if a golf ball is a boy or girl. In my case, most things are a him. I don't know why. So with my little T, I want it to go here, but I don't want it to hang off. So I'm going to take some of my paper snips here and just trim off the tip of the T. And then I'm only going to put glue at the top just in case I need to trim him off a little more, because I don't want him to hang off the bottom. And then put him right about there. Whoops, well, I lied. I'm going to put him right about there. Now, agreed, he's a little short here, but that's okay, because then we're going to take one of our little tufts of grass and glue that up and put that over the edge. Now, if I wouldn't have glued those two together, I probably could have taken my paper snips and rounded my edges of the grass to match the oval underneath it. But, oh wait, I got some glue where I don't want it. Let me get rid of that. But I think my tuft of grass is going to be okay. There we go. And now I got rid of my glue. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of this piece. And then we'll go ahead and put this piece on the front of our card. Nice, so far so good, right? Okay, so then with the happy birthday, I'm gonna just take a little bit more liquid glue. Oh, I just stuck my finger in the liquid glue and everything's gonna be sticky. Maybe not, maybe I missed. And put him, or center him, in the front here. There. Oh, darn it. Does that look good? That looks pretty good. And then a little bit of glue on the back of my tuft of grass here. A little bit of Tombow glue or liquid glue goes a long way, let me tell you. A little bit of glue there. Hold that down for just a second. And then the same thing on the other side. Like that. Then I've already run through my die cutting machine the little balls here, and they're in there. Let me take my piercing tool here and knock those out. So I have 3 little balls here. Can you see them? They're so cute, they're itty bitty. And then I also ran through with foil paper, the silver foil, these little teeny tiny, I don't know if I can get them to stay, golf clubs. So it looks like that. Is that not the cutest die set you've ever seen? Love this die set. Okay, and then the other one, let's see if I can get this one out. So these clubs, and I think the reason they have 2 is faster die cutting, but one faces one way and one faces the other way. And put that away, and then get my Tombow glue here, bring my card back in, and just a little dot of glue on the handle of the club. I think that's, my husband probably knows these names, but I don't. And then I don't know, the ball hitting part of the club. What's that called? We'll call it the ball hitting part of the club. And I'm gonna slap her down right there. And then on the other one, a tiny bit of glue there. In fact, I'm gonna take some of this glue and put it down here. Maybe I am. There we go. And just put that there. A little bit of an angle. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here and a little daub of glue here. Come on, ball. There we go. Oh, and now he flipped over. Let's use this. And why is my... Oh, because he's brand new and he's not working fine. Make sure I have it the right side up so that the little embossing part shows on my golf balls. There. Cute, right? Maybe not elegant. I'm not the elegant stamper, but I do get the job done. There we go. So then on the back, and I thought I had my stamps and I don't. So this time I'm gonna just take this golf ball and tub of grass, excuse me, and put him there. And then, oh, and you know what I should have done first, and here, you always learn from my mistakes, right? Is make sure, oh, I had it the right way, because this is not a square. It's just barely off, but it makes a huge difference as to which way. Oh, hey, Peggy, I didn't see you there. How are you? And put my white piece on the back here. And then on my envelope, first of all, I want to take this same stamp. I'm going to decorate my envelope a little bit and put the golf ball there on the corner. And then on the back of the envelope, wait, let me shut my ink so I don't get gray ink everywhere. I'm going to take and put a little bit of tape here, a little bit of tape here, just so my postman, oh, and I got some sweater hair in there, or sweater fuzz. So anyway, so I'm putting on all four sides so that it doesn't get torn off in the postage when you mail it. And then I'm gonna lay my designer series paper here. Now, if you can see, there's just barely a strip of my envelope showing here. So if you don't like that, make sure you move this down, right? And cover that part and just have a hair up here. But I'll show you, after you cut away the designer series paper, on both sides, when you close your envelope, you don't even see that part anymore. The white on white makes it disappear. So you can see it here, barely, but when you close your envelope, then it's gone. So that's my take for the pink and gray card. Turns it into a girly card. I love this card. In fact, I'm gonna hang on to it for my daughter. Her birthday's in September, and this will be her birthday card. So I really appreciate you watching. Like I said, be sure and check out my blog. It has all my information, my cards and my videos, my YouTube channel, and of course, if you want to follow all my stuff and never miss a video, be sure to subscribe to both of them. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator, and you can see all of Stampin' Up's wonderful products on my online store. Again, too, the last thing that I'll mention is my Zoom class, which is, I forgot the dates again, but you can check out my blog, and this is what the class looks from that. And it's my first Zoom, so I'm probably a little nervous. I've never done it before, but let's just go see and try it out and see what happens. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.